really nice. You know, I do, listen, when I go on the road, I don't give a fuck where I stay. I really don't. You know, I slept on so many couches and shit. A Motel 6 works for me. It really does.
Yeah.
You know, as long as they have a hot shower and the cable works, I'm pretty fucking good. You know, I like security. I don't want fucking crack hoes knocking on my door at 4 in the fucking morning. But you know what I mean, you know. But sometimes the club puts you somewhere nice. And for 2 days, you walk around and you're like, you know what, I'm a fucking human being. You know, for 2 days, I'm going to act. I remember going to Riviera and working the Riviera. It had to be 20 years ago. And, you know, I was living on such a shoestring at that time as a feature act that everything is a break. You know, you get no money when you're a feature act. So every break you could catch is like a fucking act of God. It's like a miracle. And they used to give us a card. I was telling Lee, they used to give us a card to eat in the employee cafeteria, which is the shit that gets sent back from the buffet.
Like all the leftovers from
all the leftover from buffets. They got bite marks in them and shit. And, you know, it's a nightmare. You know, that's where you got to eat. But when you're fucking broke and you're on the road, that's where you got to eat. So when I would go on the road with Joe, it was two different fucking worlds. Like I tell people all the time, Joe bought me more steaks than my mother. When you go on the road with Joe for the UFC or something, you stay at the best hotel, and, you know, he doesn't give a fuck about steaks or whatever the fuck. You get whatever you want on the menu. You eat like a doctor. That's why when I started hanging out with Joe, I started learning that you have to take care of yourself when the situation arises, you know, from time to time. And it helps. It gives you another 3 months to, you know, it just charges your batteries, man.
Let me ask you this. Let's say you're in Vegas, right? And you could stay at, I don't know, a Motel 6, which would be fine, or you could stay at the Mirage where the show is, let's just say. Would the show be better if you were at the Mirage in a comfortable hotel? Yeah, fuck yeah.
No, listen, you want the least amount of movement. People think when I come to a town that they're like, they send me these suggestions for food and they send me suggestions to do, and I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. But I'm at an age right now and a point in my life and my career that when I go on the road, it's to relax. So I want the least movement as possible. I'm not going to go out to dinner before a show and burn myself out talking when I could just relax before the show. You know?
Yeah, I need at the hotel.
There's so many little fucking things that you need to do to take care of you. You know, I don't know what guest was on, maybe about a year ago, and we discussed what does it take to be you. It was very interesting. What does it take to be you? There was a time where it took a shower and a box of cereal and fucking a can of soda to be me, you know? And now comes a time where you have to actually get up, drink coffee, write a little bit, smoke a little bit, write a little bit, you know, eat breakfast, drink a protein shake, take my blood pressure medication. I gotta rub cream on my fucking rashes. I gotta rub baking soda on my fungi nail. What does it take to be you? You know, like, what does it take? You know, you realize that in those moments when you're taking care of yourself, when you're taking better care of yourself, you know, when you have an option to drink between a soda and there's a big glass of water. There's those little things. You know, 10 years ago, I would have just gone for the soda at whatever time it was and drank the whole bottle of fucking soda. You know, now you're going to go to sleep, you have to drink some fucking water, even though you're going to get up and pee in the middle of the night. There's just such a big difference when you take care of you. You know, and for years I never did.